The Maggid of Dubna explains a verse in Isaiah with a beautiful parable. There was once a lion that fled from the cage in the king's courtyard. The king adored this lion tremendously, but it fled and began roaming the streets of the kingdom. Everybody shut themselves in their homes in fear. The king commanded the lion to be caught alive at all costs. "I don't want the lion to be harmed in any way," he said. In those days they didn't have any tranquilizers. The matter became known to the king's general, who called his son, a young man in his 20s or so, and said to him, "Your mission is to capture the lion alive and bring it back to its cage." He went out and wandered the streets until he spotted the lion. The lion roared at him. He then approached the lion and a fight broke out between them until he managed to capture it and tie it down. Such a brave, courageous, fearless and powerful man. But in their struggle, the lion managed to tear his sleeve and scratch him on the hand. Eventually they put the lion back into its cage. The king received the general's son warmly. Onlookers on the rooftops came to welcome the brave hero in excitement. The king invited the general and his wife to come and take pride in their son's achievement. The general arrived with his wife, and they saw how everybody respected and admired their son. Surprisingly, the general approached his son and slapped him in the face. The king was absolutely shocked. The general said to the king, "When I was a young man, your father, the previous king, sent me with a group of soldiers to catch the bandits in the woods who were terrorizing and stealing from everyone who walked by. We fought a tough war, with spears and swords, like in the old days. Soldiers fell from both sides, until only myself and the bandits' leader remained. He was fighting wearing protective armor and a big iron helmet on his head. We fought and eventually I managed to overcome him. I almost stabbed him with my sword. When he saw that he had no chance, he removed his iron helmet and I saw that it was really a woman. I couldn't kill a woman, so I put back my sword and I said to her, 'Let's sit down and talk. How did you become the leader of the bandits?' She told him about the hardships she went through growing up and her life experiences. She explained how she connected with lowlives and how her situation deteriorated over time. I spoke to her and convinced her to change her ways and return to her roots. Ultimately, we got married and we gave birth to a baby boy. Now you can understand. His father is such a fearless hero. His mother is such a courageous and brave heroine. And he got a scratch from the lion. This is the reason I slapped him in the face. You should have overcome the lion without a scratch if you knew where you came from." The Maggid of Dubna says, "This is what Isaiah says to the Jewish people. Recognize your greatness. As the verse says, look at Abraham and Sarah who bore you. See where you come from. From this you will receive resilience and strength.